Let's talk to Louise Jones now, the head of intelligence at McKenzie Intelligence Services. Louise, first of all, I think we're well over 60-odd days into Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Where are we now from Ukraine's perspective and Russia's position?
So I think it's pretty clear that Russia has failed to achieve its really key strategic aims. At the beginning, it was very ambitious. It had ambitious that it would be able to take Kiev, it would be able to install a government in Kiev that was considerably friendlier towards Russia. Those ambitions now lie in ruins. So they've really had to alter what their key objectives are. I think recent announcements have shown that they are now concentrating on being able to consolidate what they've already gained, looking down in the southeast, looking at Mariupol. And they've even suggested that they might be interested in trying to take Odessa. So this is slightly further west than they've been able to go previously. Now, Ukraine itself, President Zelensky has been very adamant that he wants to recover every inch of Ukrainian soil. He's been very adamant about that. I think in the short-term objectives, Ukraine will be looking to reinforce some of the limited successes it's had in driving east just to the south of Kharkiv in the north. I think if Ukraine gets to direct where this battle goes now, we'll see the majority of their focus be trying to cut off those Russians in the north around Kharkiv to those that are around Mariupol and Donetsk in the south.
Germany has announced that it's going to be sending heavy weaponry to Ukraine. Your analysis on the significance of that, is this going to alter the course of the fighting, or is it simply about optics?
So I think it's interesting. There's two things that are equally important. Optics do matter in this kind of conflict. I think this is a really strong signal that Germany, which has been reluctant to really take very decisive action, this is them really starting to get involved. And that is a big sea change in the environment for Russia. So, that in itself is very important. The delivery of the equipment itself, so they are delivering some air defense equipment. Now, this won't arrive for, several weeks at least, and there is a large training burden that the Ukrainians will need to undergo. They won't just be able to start using this kit. It is a bit more complicated when you're starting to use air defense equipment. So I would say in the short term, there will be no real difference on the battlefield, but really it's that shift and what it says about the shift in Germany's interest in this conflict at the moment strategically.
Can we look ahead now, perhaps weeks and even months, and perhaps what you think we should be prepared for in the coming weeks and months ahead?
So we should be prepared to see this conflict continue. It could easily go on for months. It could easily go on for even longer. So there just needs to be an understanding that support to Ukraine, those countries that are supporting Ukraine are going to have to keep this support up for a long time, possibly past, populations currently are very sympathetic towards Ukraine. Supporting Ukraine is very popular. But as the months go by, this may start to wane slightly. And then on the Russian side, again, this will go on far longer than they had anticipated, far longer than they were prepared for. And we risk really that the pace of the conflict really slows down, no side really making any gains or any movements. And it risks becoming a frozen conflict, which, of course, is just going to cause more harm and more damage to the people of Ukraine.
Louise Jones, thanks for your analysis. That's Louise Jones, Head of Intelligence at McKenzie Intelligence Services.